So how tall should a handrail on a stairway be? We're going to take a look at the 2024 International Residential Code, the 2021 International Residential Code, and the International Property Maintenance Code. And there's going to be a difference between the codes. So let's take a look at the 2021 International Residential Code, and it's section R 311.7.8.1. And it says the handrail height should be not less than 34 inches and not more than 38 inches. And there are a couple exceptions right there. Now let's take a look at the 2024 International Residential Code. And they moved it. It's now section R320.2, height. But it's the same. It's no less than 34 inches in height, that's 864 millimeters, and no more than 38 inches in height. That's the handrail. That's the grippable thing. Remember, it's not a guard. A handrail is that which you grasp. A guard is a barrier that prevents someone from falling. And they added in 2024 International Residential Code the following. The handrail height on alternating tread devices and ship's ladders should not be less than 30 inches and not more than 34 inches. So they added a second sentence there. Now let's take a look at the International Property Maintenance Code. And that's the 2024 IPMC code. And it says handrails should be at least 30 inches in height and no more than 42. Well, wait a minute. Those are different numbers. Why are they different numbers? That's because it's different code. So whenever you're inspecting a property, make sure you understand which standards of practice you're following and which code you're following as well. The IPMC applies to existing residential and non-residential structures and all existing premises, and it provides the minimum requirements and standards for these in relation to light, ventilation, space, sanitation, and a reasonable level of safety from fire and other hazards, and a reasonable level of sanitary maintenance and the responsibility of those owners of those premises. It's very general. It's applied by a local municipality in order for the IPMC certified code inspectors to go in and make sure the building is maintained well, according to a standard, which is different from the International Residential Standard. The International Residential Code is more restrictive. And when there's a conflict, an apparent conflict between two standards or two codes, the more restrictive one should be applied. So what does the International Residential Code apply to? Well, it's all aspects of construction, alterations, repairs, maintenance, change of use, additions, relocation, demolishing of any dwelling. And it also regulates all activities that modify the buildings and structures. And it regulates construction, plumbing, mechanical, electrical, equipment, fixture, and gas piping installations that are done on the building and its systems, and even the incidental structures on the same lot. Even work that is specifically exempted from permits must comply to requirements of the International Residential Code. It's a much more comprehensive and restrictive code, building standard, where the International Property Maintenance is all about making sure those properties in that area are maintained well and are generally safe for the occupants, as well as the neighborhood. So when you're inspecting a home or a building, make sure you understand which codes or standards you're applying. And typically when there's a difference or a conflict between the standards or the codes, the more restrictive one is applied. And also remember that guards are not handrails. Guards are vertical barriers that stop somebody from falling. Handrails is that thing that you grab when you're falling on a stair or a ramp.